Welcome to the View!
Welcome to the View!
Live at Lovegun, I might add.
He might add, well, he just did.
Lovegun.
Lovegun. Live at Lovegun.
Yeah, in Williamsburg, on Grand Street.
Yeah, 617 Grand Street.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah. Between Leonard and
something else.
Lorimer.
Yeah, that sounds right. I know Leonard is right on the corner.
Yep, that's it. Says Jane, the cab driver jerker-offer.
You always need to have one in the house.
Yeah,
especially if you don't have cab fare.
Yeah. Well, actually, you have to have cab fare and jerk off the cab driver in these days.
Right. Well, it's the 20 teens now.
Yeah. Right.
We're talking about childhood bullies now.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Now, believe it or not, we have come to the conclusion that a lot of these childhood bullies actually wanted to have sex with us.
I don't think we've come to that. I mean,
everybody has.
Yeah. Everybody has come to our conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, because it makes perfect sense that all the bullies that bullied me wanted to have sex with me.
Yes. And by hitting you was their version of fucking you.
Right, well, because they were too scared to have sex, so they just they chose to hit me instead.
Right, and that's kind of sexy too.
Yeah, and do you know that happened to me all the way up to college? I had like a bully in my freshman year in the dorms at my college, where he really probably just wanted to fuck me and couldn't deal with it, so instead he would like harass me and be mean to me and threaten to beat me up.
That's really hot.
Well, now that I say it, it does sound kind of hot, but it didn't seem hot at the time. I was kind of scared.
I mean, you know the story of I don't know if he's going to get mad at me. Kyoki's boyfriend Andrew.
What about him?
Do you remember him?
Vaguely.
He was Kyoki was having an affair with him, and when I found out about it, I hated Andrew because I was secretly in love with him. He was very cute. And Andrew hated me and was always, hitting me and tripping me, and I was spitting on him. And years later, he was Russian, and he was moving back to Russia. And he called me the day before he moved back to Russia, and he said, "You know what, Michael? All these years you thought I hated you. I actually loved you, and that's why I was hitting you." And I said, "Well, all these years I actually loved you too. That's why I was spitting on you." And he said, "Well, if we're ever going to have sex, we have to have it tonight because I'm leaving for Russia tomorrow." And I said, "You waited until now to tell me?" And he came over and we had sex and he left the next day and never heard from him again.
That's like a romance novel. A Russian romance novel.
Right, crime and punishment, yeah. Except it was all punishment.
Well, I was so unschooled in the things of the gay world that when the bully in college even came to the bathroom where I was taking a shower to take a shower in the stall next to me, it somehow didn't dawn on me
bricks to fall on your head?
That he wanted to have sex. It's like, and his room was all the way on the other side of the dorm.
Yeah, you need a ton of bricks to fall on your head.
I wasn't schooled in the gay ways yet.
And now a word from our sponsor.
These are things that we wished we knew when we were 16.
Now these are the boring things that someone on the internet wished they knew.
These are the academics.
Now listen to this crap. 1, you have no obligation to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
2,
which is wrong, by the way.
2, your body is beautiful.
Also wrong.
3, you'll never have it all figured out.
I don't know, I do.
4, you don't have to hang out with people who suck.
That's true.
5, be nice to your parents.
Yeah, you should do that.
6, your heart will heal.
No, it will not.
So,
but we have our own. We have our own things that we wish we knew when we were 16.
Our own jaded.
There's nothing jaded about them. These are, I think, what every normal, red-blooded,
cynical.
Nothing cynical about what we wanted to know when we were 16.
Okay, well, read number 1. If it's not cynical or jaded.
It's not cynical. Oh, yes. I wish I would have known how valuable my young 16-year-old body was to older men.
Okay, yeah, that's so...
I mean, I'd be rich by now.
Okay, number 2. I wish I would have known what triple stare means.
Oh, the triple stare, yeah.
And you know, the triple stare, which is probably what I was getting from my bullies,
Yeah.
is when you're walking down the street and some guy looks at you and then he passes you and then you turn around and look at him again and then he's looking at you, but then you keep walking, then you turn around again and he's again looking at you.
It's the third one that says...
But then you're like too dumb to like realize, well, he wants to have sex with you.
And you have to be really dumb, because 2 is a coincidence, but 3 is not a coincidence.
Yeah, that, you know.
So, when I was 16, I wish I would have known where the Port Authority bus terminal was. Yeah. Which I didn't.
Well, but you learned right away when you moved to New York.
When I was 18, so it wasn't too long.
Yeah, a late bloomer,
Yeah,
you might say.
Yeah.
4, I wish I would have known that ecstasy would make almost anyone I like sleep with me.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, you really need to learn that when you're 16, because although you probably don't need it because you're 16, but you know.
No, you don't need it when you're 16 if it's like an older guy, but if it's a guy your age, you do need it.
Or if he's like 12 or 13, then you really.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
Well, when you're 16, that's okay.
Oh, okay. 5. Oh, I wish I had known where to buy real drugs, not the fake crap that I was always buying.
Yeah.
And 6.
I wish I would have known that when somebody was bullying me, they wanted to fuck me. Oh yeah. I do wish I would have known that, because I would have been much more forward with my bulliers.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So we would have had gotten a lot more
Would have
action.
turned a frown upside down.
Would have turned that mother out.
Bitches want to know.
Okay. What do the bitches want to know?
82 Joseph wants to know.
Joseph. Did James's parents really cut him off because of what they saw in an issue of Project X? If so, what issue was that? Well, I think that's a really sneaky question. That's a really sneaky question, and I don't know if that deserves an answer.
Well, wasn't he always getting cut off by his parents, or so he would say?
Well, so
see,
he would say.
I always thought he would say that so that he wouldn't have to pay the taxi when he got out of the cab.
Yeah, that's exactly why he said it. But he did eventually get cut off, but it wasn't because his parents did see something in Project X. They saw this thing that I wrote, like the rise and fall of James St. James, and it's in like issue. I think someone with Christopher Comp on the cover, But what happened was he had a certain amount of money in his trust fund, and if he would have taken out only a certain amount of money, it would have lasted forever, because if he would have only taken out the interest. But you know James, James was a drug addict, and he couldn't stop taking money out to buy drugs. And so he went through all of his money, and now it's all gone, and now he's poor. So you don't have to sleep with him anymore. If you ever did.
So don't blame Project X for his miseries.
Right, blame James, because we always do.
All right, we're going to have a song, and then we'll be right back.
Yep.
One song.